by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. It is 9:13, and it is time for an interview segment brought to you by our friends at Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. A special fundraising ride to help out Family Promise of Indiana County is coming up pretty soon. Joining us in studio, if you're watching us on Facebook live right now, we'll go right to left. We'll go from the right, Aaron Lehman, and then Matt Snyder, Christine Rumbaugh, and Bevy Lytle, all joining us to talk about the 9th annual Ride and Dine for Shelter. Folks, welcome to Indiana in the Morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
All right, excellent. We're glad to have you. So we'll talk with Aaron first. Aaron, you've always been a big supporter of Family Promise of Indiana County. Maybe you can remind our listeners what Family Promise does.
Okay, so we're a nonprofit organization that doesn't get any grants from the state. It's all funded by people, businesses, that type thing, and the people that are supporting us and churches, amazing. So what we do is we take a family that's in chaos, a homeless family, we give them stability. Then when they graduate from the program, they have houses, jobs, and cars. So if you think about it, what we're doing is we're taking families that are on medicated food stamps, maybe LIHEAP, taking them off of that. Now that they have house, jobs, and cars, they're paying taxes. So we're decreasing the expenses for the federal and state government, increasing income. We also have a prevention poverty program, which means what we're doing is we're teaching people financial management and teaching them how to balance a checkbook, because right now in schools they're not having that. And if you didn't have a parent or somebody that taught you, how are you supposed to know that? So we're preventing poverty from doing that. We also have a store, and what people can do is buy things that you can't buy with food stamps. So they can buy shampoo, soap, laundry detergent. It'll cost something, maybe $1, because we want to make sure that we bring dignity back to people's lives.
Right.
And paying for stuff does that. We have a furniture store, so you can come and get furniture there. And one of the biggest things that we do for homeless families is we give them a mailbox. And I didn't realize how much important a mailbox was until somebody had said it. And I was listening to a podcast, and I was like, that's exactly right. Because you can't get anything if you don't have a mailbox.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, so a mailbox is huge. And when they get that, and kids are doing better in school, families are better. We teach people, like when the $600 stimulus came out, Walmart had 5 TVs for $5.99 and below. We teach people that you don't want that TV right now. You need electric in 3 months. So you have to think differently about money and that type of thing. And so one of our fundraisers is the Ride and Dine. And one of the things I have to say about the Ride and Dine is there's a friend of mine whose wife does not like to ride his motorcycle.
Yeah.
So welcome to this one, because it's so safe, because they go over, they make sure that they're in obstacles, they know exactly where they're going, which most Ride and Dines do have.
Yeah.
But it's especially one that's personal to me. The other thing is we stop at different churches, because we want to promote the churches, who you guys are amazing. There's one thing I'll say about the churches is they provide role models when the families are there.
Yeah.
So that helps them succeed.
All right, excellent.
I'll stop talking.
Well, all right, but we'll come back to it, because I do know that this is an important year for Family Promise, and it's 10th year here in Indiana County. So I think it's worthy of at least
Actually,
a congratulation note. Well, I was seeing the logo on here; it was the 10-year logo. So, but still, to be in Indiana County for over 10 years now, that's worth a congratulations.
Thank you.
You mentioned the people who are who help make sure that things are safe, and that is Indiana County Abate. It is so good to see you all once again. They are the other 3 representatives here. So, Christine, I'll start with you. Step up to the microphone and maybe tell us a little bit about what people can expect to see on the route.
On the ride?
Yeah, on the ride. So,
well, one of the things they can see is a lot of beautiful scenery. Our road captain, Matt Snyder, is here, and he'll talk a little bit about the ride.
Okay, cool.
He has planned a really nice route, and, I'll let him talk about how he's planned the adaptation of the route for what people are looking for on a ride.
All right, so Matt, let's go ahead and bring Matt up here to the mic. Matt, good morning.
Thank you.
All right, so talk about the route then.
So I've been wanting to try this anyhow, and this ride lends itself very well to it because of the multiple stops. People ride for different reasons, different styles of riding, different speeds they like to travel. Some people like to ride a very comfortable pace. Some people like to be a little more spirited in their riding.
Yeah.
So when you have a large group, that makes it very difficult and can compromise your safety. So we're actually, instead of a large group this time, we're actually going to be separating into several small groups.
Okay.
And so we can have a group that wants to ride below the speed limit. We can have a group that wants to ride at the speed limit. We can have a group that would rather get off of the highways and ride a little more back road, windy country roads. So we're going to, I have several routes planned, and we can break into groups with different leaders that can accommodate all of those different riders. And we'll get to all the churches. The churches do a fantastic job, and we appreciate that very much. But we'll arrive at the churches around the same time, reorganize, and then when we're going from one church to the next stop, then we can split up into the smaller groups again and meet at the next place.
Have you ever heard of this technique being done before?
Several have tried it. This is my first experience with it. In fact, Christine was just saying about coming from a major ride where they actually did that method, and it worked very well.
Yes, I have some experience where the rides were split up and they were called casual or moderate or spirited. And while we follow the law, spirited can really apply to how quickly you go around a curve while maintaining speed limit
Okay,
laws.
gotcha. I mean, so it's thrilling within the speed limit.
There you
We'll
go.
call it that. I think that's the best way to describe it. All right, so where will the ride start, Matt?
So we're going to begin at the Sheets in Climber. Kickstands Up will be at 1 o'clock. That gives everyone a chance to make sure the gas tanks are topped off. And then our first destination will be the Brush Valley United Methodist Church. We'll be taking 403 and 56, which are beautiful, windy rides to there. From there, we will depart the Brush Valley United Methodist Church and go to the Summit Church in Indiana, regroup there, and then from there we will ride to the White Township Recreation Area, the pavilion at the top of the hill where fantastic meal, some recreation, good fellowship there, and that will wind up the day.
All right, excellent. And you talked about the party at the end of the ride. This is the dine part of it. Maybe, Bevy, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about that as well? You'll step a little closer? There we go.
Everybody shows up. We have ones that can't make the ride, so we tell them that we should be there by 4 o'clock so that we could have all of the food ready. Sometimes we have to wait a little bit, but we don't mind. We get the fellowship with one another.
That's pretty cool. Now, again, as Aaron was saying, this ride is make sure that it is very safe. Of course, that's the mission of ABATE.
Yes.
To make sure that motorcycling is done in as safe a manner as possible.
Yes, actually, I'll take that opportunity to real quick advertisement for our Operation Save a Life program. We will go into any high school that will have us or civic organization, anybody who needs a speaker. We have a nice program about how to watch for motorcycles and be safe on the road.
All right, excellent. So that's always been a goal of ABATE.
Yes.
So that is something that, as a route planner, I guess you take seriously, the safety of the route, making sure that things are good. But I guess whenever you put in this spirited run, if you will, that does create a bit of a challenge because you're looking for the sharp curves, but you don't want them to be too sharp.
Yeah, there are places you can go if you're looking for that particular style.
Yeah, we wouldn't recommend
We're not
it.
looking for that. No.
Okay, excellent. So at the end of the ride, as we mentioned, there's going to be a big dinner, a pig roast, and
Yes.
some basket raffles and games at the end of the ride. And is there a separate admission cost for that, for if people just want to attend that and they can't make the ride?
It's the same requested donation as to be on the ride. So if you're on the ride, the meal is included. If you don't want to be on the ride, don't have time to be on the ride, but you'd like to come join us for the meal, $15 suggested donation.
And we should say it is $15 for a driver then?
Yes.
And if a passenger?
10.
And also, I see children under 12 will also be admitted for $10 as well.
Yes.
All right, excellent.
That's for the meal portion.
That's for the
because
meal portion.
Obviously, children under 12 are going to be a passenger, too.
That is obvious. I
Yeah.
think that's fine. But again, it all goes back to Family Promise. It's a great partnership. And this going on now for 9 years, it's become a tradition almost now in Indiana. And Aaron, we'll get you back up here right now, just briefly talking about it. As you said, this is one of the big fundraisers for Family Promise, and there have been many of them throughout the years, but this has become the annual tradition, I think.
Yeah, it has. And just because, I mean, it's great to, Bait is amazing. Trish Menser and Dave. I'm sorry. And Dave have been phenomenal with Family Promise. They've been just years and years and years of helping out and everything like that. So, it was almost natural for a Bait to come here and help us with the Ride and Dine. And, and just, once again, we don't get grants or anything from the federal or state government or the county. So this is one of our major fundraisers. So we use donations, we use fundraisers just to make sure that we are still here to help families that are homeless find stability, and actually that's why we have our 83% success rate.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Let's go over the particulars because we're just about out of time. It is Sunday, August 20th. You said kickstands up at 1. Registration starts at what time?
11:45.
11:45, and that's also going to be at the Climber Sheets?
Yes.
All right, excellent. And if people want more information, Bevy, how can they get a hold of Abate?
We're on Facebook. They can go to abatepa.org, which is our
State website.
And they can get information about how to join. If they want to join Indiana County, when they're filling out the information, they can put Chapter 22, so they become members of our chapter.
All right.
Find us at the Ride.
Find us at the Ride.
A registration accepted day of as well. All right, excellent. Aaron, Matt, Christy, and Bevy, thank you all very much for joining us on Indiana in the Morning. I hope the ride is a great success. Again, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That was Aaron Lehman, Matt Snyder, Christy Rumbaugh, and Bevy Lytle joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning, talking about the 9th annual Ride and Dine for Shelter for Family Promise of Indiana County. Our interview presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. 9:25 here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. And it's time now for the CBS Sports Minute. That's brought to you by S&T Bank, People Forward Banking.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. One of 3 original WNBA franchises remaining, the New York Liberty, won its first